I'm Shane Nyland, and my co-host is Blake Musser. And these stories you're about to hear are from Weapons Company, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines, 1st Marine Division, about the events surrounding and directly from the mouths of the people who were in Ramadi, 2004. Great. Let's introduce everybody to who you are.
I'm HM Dealca from Carlo Dealca from HM3 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines, 2-4.
Nice, man.
Hoorah.
So,
well, wherever you want to start, man. I bet you.
Oh.
I actually don't remember where you came to us from. I know you were with another unit before us.
Yeah, I was actually assigned to the 21 area branch medical clinic prior to going to 2-4. And we call it being mapped out, medical augmentee personnel.
Mm-hmm.
I got mapped out along with another corpsman in my clinic. I think his name is HM3 Hughes. So both of us got mapped out. We went to what's that place called? The Camp Margarita, 1st Marine Division.
Oh yeah.
HQ. We went over there. And my wife, my ex-wife at the time, she was pregnant. And I'm like, fucking scared shitless, dude. Like what the hell's gonna happen? I get there and they originally put me in 2-7, 29 palms, and I had to beg the chief over there. I was like, hey man, that's too far, dude. I want to be able to come back, with my wife, she's pregnant. So they worked out some sort of deal with the chief, and I went with Hughes to 2-4 because I think he was attached to you guys on Okinawa.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
What was the name again?
He looks like Carlton, dude.
Yeah.
From Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
With the stash, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, yeah, go to 2-4 with me. Me and you will, I'll kind of show you around because I have no experience being in greenside at the time. My only experience is going to the field with that 3rd track, the schools over there in 21 area. And that's my experience at the greenside. So I'd go to the field with them every time they go, and didn't deploy overseas or anything. And the greenside, I did on the Navy side prior to being a corpsman.
Yeah,
but
so how long would you have been in at that point? Were you still on? You're still in your first tour though, right?
Yeah,
right?
I was actually been in for I would say 4 years. 4 years already because I got in 2000 prior to 9/11.
Okay.
And I was stationed in Mayport, Florida. It's what's that, USS Underwood. So I did the med pack.
Yeah.
Med pack, and during 9/11, actually when 9/11 happened, dude, I was undesignated seaman. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like you have no MOS. You're just waiting to strike another job. And I was actually like cleaning or swabbing the deck when I saw the when 9/11 happened, the first plane hit the towers.
That's crazy, dude.
And yeah, and I remember that day. It's such it was like just like it was yesterday. I saw the plane hit. The next thing you know, it's like general quarters, and we pulled out and we started going for like 90 days up and down the eastern seaboard. So until everything calmed down, then I struck to become corpsman. I got attached to the Camp Pendleton Hospital, the clinic there, and with you guys.
So did you want to be a corpsman, or was it just the needs of the military?
Man.
Okay.
I wanted to be a corpsman. I'm Filipino, dude.
That's funny as hell.
I was like, dude, it's my, all Filipinos are nurses, dude. And I was like, yeah, I want to be like my mom, man. I'll be like, follow the Filipino dream, be a nurse.
I was going to say you're on the wrong. You're on the wrong side of the continent for that too. You were supposed to be on the west side, anyways.
Right. Well, we immigrated here, so we got stuck here in Michigan. But so I was like, man, I'm gonna be a corpsman, and then what he told me about the green side, like the marine side, and I looked at my orders after course school. I was like, what's this first MAR div that Naval Hospital Milton? I was like, oh, you can get called up with the green side. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And I actually learned to love it. I was like, man, I should have been green side the whole time. So I enjoyed it. So, but yeah.
Did you end up going the distance? Did you stay in?
No. Oh no, man. I stayed 8 years. Okay. 8 years. After you guys, I went back to my clinic in 21 area. They actually, after I got back, they tried to deploy me again.
I'm not surprised.
In December. I don't know if it was 1-5.
Oh wow, that quick.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, I just got back. And then I'm like, whatever, man. If you want me to go ape shit over there, I'll do it. But they let it go. So I stayed with them until I got out in 07, 08.
Okay. Nice. So I'm sorry. Did you say when you came over to 2-4? Would that have been like October time frame? Or
I would say I came in to 2-4 around maybe December of 03. December of 03.
Okay. So
after they gave me those orders, I went to 2-4, checked into the BAS, and I didn't even know what company I was gonna go, but I know Rudy, so Rudy's like, hey man, you know how he sounds like, man, he was from freaking Texas, dude. Hey amigo, go to a weapons company. I was like, what's that? Like, you don't have to walk. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do that, dude. Ain't gotta walk. Ain't gotta hump. All right, cool. We have vehicles. Sick, dude. I'll do that. So I think I got attached. Who was that? Rate Brand. I met Rate Brand. Rate Brand's great, man. Rate Brand.
Hell yeah.
Who's the other? Bundy. And Natividad. So we all went to MAP 3. And obviously, Hughes.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you and Hughes were together in MAP 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then after that, man, like, met everybody, man. As soon as I got MAP 3, everybody told me I had to prove myself pretty much. Man, they treated me like shit in the beginning, though. They're like, man, you're like, hey, I'm like, I used to get called Doc. And I know I have to earn that or something, right? I have to earn that and prove myself until they start calling me Doc. So when to some of the PTs, this is in Kuwait. Sorry, I'm jumping a little bit.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. We're in Kuwait and Lashard, dude. I learned to love Lashard, man, throughout this deployment. I think he's in charge of the machine gunners.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we're going a 50 cal run. Doc, you want to go? I was like, I don't know, but I'll fucking do it, dude. I want to prove I can fucking carry that shit. So I ran with Gordon and them and Blake and the rest of the crew. Kelly as well. I tried to suck it up in Kuwait. And when we were running throughout the camp, I was like, man, it's hot as fuck. And we carrying this big fucking barrel, dude. This is nuts.
Yeah.
But it was cool, man. Like, I did it. I always I'm going to do everything. Whatever they're doing, the guys are doing, I'm going to do the same thing. So,
awesome.
So I can earn their trust. But yeah, that's how my mentality was.
Dude, you just named off like a who's who of PT studs. Like all those guys had like a 300 PFT. All those guys had a 300 PFT for sure, especially Lashard.
Dude, man, that dude, man. I think when he was already in Hurricane Point, I think he got them boys running with the gas mask, dude, for PT.
Yeah.
In Iraq and Ramadi, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going, Doc? I was like, no, you're nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Not with that one, dude. They're running with freaking gas mask on.
Yeah.
I was like, man, Lashard, dude. What a dude, man. What a guy.
So if you got there in December, that means you got to do at least March Air Force Base, right? You went to March Air Force Base?
No, I didn't. I remember I didn't go.
Okay.
They put me in. I was in the VAS getting everything ready for.
Okay.
For the deployment.
That makes sense.
I remember.
What did that look like? Like when you say getting ready, were you just like packing Conex boxes
just packing stuff? Like, Conex boxes, and we're training too. I was out there with the rest of the augmentees. It's a lot of. It was all over the what you call it, the augmentees, the map guys from the hospital. So they're training us. We're helping out over there at the point. I remember when you guys got back from March Air Force Base, we had to do a shot call.
Mm-hmm.
All this was that the smallpox or something.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the first time I met First Sergeant Mac. And I'm like, this is big black dude, man. Big old dude, man. And I'm like, hey, I was like, I don't know who was giving him the shot for the smallpox. But like somebody was, I don't know if it was Rudy, but they had to hit him like 30 times with the needle. I was like, man, you're going to stab that dude 30 times with that needle? He'll freaking break you, dude. He just freaked out. Because he's a big guy, from what I remember.
He was a. That's the biggest person I've ever seen in person, like outside of a professional sports player. Like, he is huge. He's a huge human being. Yeah.
But, he's got that soft voice, those deep voice. Yep. Hey, dog. He's awesome. I love him. So, yeah, man. I think that's all the lead up to it,
So what kind of, I find it interesting, the type of training everybody got prior to going. And it sounds like you had a decent amount of experience coming over to us. So that's always helpful that it wasn't all brand new. But do you have, do you feel like the training that you got, like when everybody else was at March, do you feel like that was good training for Iraq, or was that?
It was basically, reiterating what we already know from, training from FMSS. Prior to actually coming over to 2-4, my first casualty was as a corpsman, was actually one of the worst I saw.
Oh, really?
So it prepared me from it. Yeah, when I was on the field with the track boys, it's not AAS, but AS battalion down there in that 21 area. So I was fairly confident, because I didn't slack off on training. I believed in training, and I did a lot of mental gymnastics as to what I'm gonna do to certain situations. Kind of anxious actually the whole time, playing that mind games with me and what am I gonna do in this situation. I always play that type of scenarios in my head.
Yeah.
So,
did you feel well trained? Like did you feel confident, I should say, going into Iraq? Obviously, it's a whole new world when you actually get there and the tire meets the road. But did you feel confident going over there? I mean, obviously, there's going to be anxiety, but
right. Did I feel confident? Yeah, I felt confident, man, that I can do the job, man. Like, I know I can do things, and I'll try to do it well. By trying to do it to help the guys out. The training we received, I thought it was good.
Awesome.
I don't know how it is now. I mean, the tools, don't get me wrong, like the supplies and shit, like the tourniquets and all of that. Like we had to jerry rig it. They taught us, they taught us that in school, on how to make your own tourniquet. Now, because I'm a police officer now, like when I first started, because I became a cop a little late, I started seeing like these new tourniquets and the bandages. I was like, man, if I had this overseas, you know how many lives could have been saved, with this type of tools we have now.
Yep.
So, but I think everything was learned from that experience, right? Because the tourniquets that we're making is basically the same thing. It's just now it's more high speed.
Right.
with better, better materials. So yeah, no, I felt fairly confident, and especially getting to know some of the guys like Bundy, Rudy, and Break Brand and all of them. We always share. If I have a question about something, they're always very helpful. So, because I always play, like I said, I always play the mind games in my. I still am the same until today. As a police officer, always play the tricks and not the tricks, but the scenarios in my head.
So
very cool.
You kind of mentioned going over to Kuwait, and when did you start sort of gathering medical supplies? Did you get them early and take a med bag over and kind of raid everything from BAS, or did you get an issued set in Kuwait? Because I remember both, but I'm curious what you got personally.
I think we had it already at the BAS, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember humping that, and I remember taking it at the freaking plane, dude, and I have too much shit with me. I think I had it with me already, and as soon as we got to Kuwait, I grabbed more stuff, started generating more tourniquets, because all of the, they keep saying make a lot of tourniquets because of what's happening.
Yeah.
So, and I actually got to practice my first casualty. Actually, the whole deployment was in Kuwait.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened there?
Knackers. It was knackers. He's doing Marine stuff, man, young Marine stuff. And I think he had when I was listening to his podcast, he didn't mention it.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to try his K-bar if it's sharp, and he freaking lapped cut himself in his forearm, dude.
He was trying to shave. He was trying to shave his. He was trying to see if it was sharp enough to shave the hair off,
and he cut that pretty. He cut it pretty deep, dude. And, he tried to stitch him up, dude, in Kuwait.
That's hilarious.
Freaking Knackers, dude. Knackers is a character. Quiet dude, but it's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah. We didn't even get a rifle there in Kuwait. I think I rolled on the way to Ramadi. I was just running a pistol.
Yeah, man. We didn't give out rifles to the corpsmen until I think it was right in the middle of all the stuff that happened in April. I think you guys got rifles like April 7th.
Oh no, dude. No, dude. I think I had a rifle prior to that. Rifle prior to that, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I know it was. I know a lot of people did not, because they were taking the rifles from the gunners, because the gunners had rifles, and so
because I think they I think I got it when I got to Ramadi.
Oh, nice.
As soon as they asked, I think, who wants a rifle. Oh no, you guys are getting rifle, and I was like, cool, I'm getting a rifle. So they gave me the M16A2 with the plastic handguards. And I rolled around with that, and Hughes, I think, was able to get the same thing, and he wanted, and they would get. I think he was running around with an ACOG.
Yeah. Oh, really?
He was able to get an ACOG on his the carry handle. And I remember like, hey, you want one? I was like, no, dude. If I lose that, man, the Marine Corps will make me pay for it. So that's not even my main job here. My main job is to suppress and treat the patient. So I'm good, man, with the rifle and a pistol. So just bone stock, nothing. I actually made a replica of it. It's in my basement.
Oh, nice.
So M16A2.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Cool.
So did you drive up? You were part of the convoy up, right?
Yes, I did. I drove up with who was that in my car? In my truck. It was I believe I had Lashard with me. Lashard, and our driver was PFC Neil.
Nice.
And I'm trying to remember who my gunner was. I think it might have been Campos.
Okay. Yeah.
He might have been my gunner, and I don't have anybody sitting next to me. So I remember the whole ride was freaking horrible, dude. It was cold as shit. That around March, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember it was March because I spent my birthday on the road. It was like March 4th.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember during our travels, was like, shit, it's my birthday today. And I was eating, open the MRE. It was my birthday. My birthday dinner was like the hamburger patty.
Nice.
It's a good burger, man. So, but yeah, I remember that trip being cold, cold and sleep. I think didn't sleep. We stopped by it. I think. How many days did that take?
So again, this is my memory. I still have not gotten official confirmation, but my memory was slow rolling because those 7 tons, there's whatever 40 vehicles per convoy or 50. I don't know. It was so many. I have pictures of it, and the pictures are like 40, 50 vehicles. And the 7 tons couldn't go 60, 70 miles an hour, right? And even a Humvee, if you push it to 60, 70, it starts to rattle. So we were going pretty slow, and we stopped at these fueling points, but everybody had to fuel. So 40 vehicles had to fuel. So we were there for several hours while they fueled everything up. So yes, we did sleep, but I don't remember if it was 2 separate days or if it was just we drove for 4 hours, we refueled, and then it took so goddamn long that it felt like 2 days. But we did stop. I know we stopped, and a lot of dudes took naps because that was at least slept for several hours because it took 4 or 5 hours to fuel all the 7 tons.
I remember sleeping on the dirt, dude, during that trip. And I waking up with like spider webs all over me. And I thought I was getting attacked with one of those
the camel spiders.
Spider.
Yeah, the camel spider.
And waking up like wrapped in freaking spider web. So
and I remember sleeping because I remember I was terrified of getting run over. And so I remember crawling up underneath my Humvee because I remember the horror stories from 29 Palms of Marines getting run over by tracked vehicles in particular, and those aren't made up stories. Those are real ass stories of that's a horrible way to go.
Yeah.
They always told us not to sleep, but watch for getting run over by the vehicles.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know where. I just slept right next to the vehicle regardless anyways.
Yeah. So it was like a 2-stage convoy. We convoyed from Camp Victory or whatever it was to the Kuwait border. There was that staging point at the border. And then you crossed over the border. There was that little town. And then we stopped at a refueling point halfway in Iraq. To my memory, it was called Camp Scania, named after the trucking company that was there. I don't know. Other people have said other names. Again, I don't know, but I remember Scania. I remember the civilian contractors coming out and giving us Gatorade and stuff. And then a lot of dudes sleeping on the ground. And then we continued.
I remember that, like just stopping on some bases. And I remember, of course, Cox, oh, look, there's some army chick getting nailed on top of the, that kind of, he's saying, just starting up shit, some just fucking over there. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even see it, dude. I didn't see that.
That's hilarious.
Cox, dude. But yeah, I remember, I think somebody got hit by IED too during that trip.
So there was 2 convoys. That was in your convoy, definitely took contact in their trip. But as far as I understand, what was told to me is that somebody did get like dropped off at a medevac point and then you kept on going. It was a very short pause.
Yeah, it was short. I was the last vehicle of the whole convoy.
Oh, really?
And I was just afraid, like, Neil. I remember having to wake up Neil, like, hit him because he'd fall asleep driving.
Dude, yeah.
So it was a long trip. And one of the things I was afraid of, like, dude, I don't want to get left behind in this bitch, man. Don't fall asleep, dude. And of course, Lashard's there to keep everybody in track. So
good.
No, it was a long trip, man. Yeah. So as soon as we got to the Ramadi with that whole convoy, I don't know who was with us. Do you remember who was rode with us?
So the first convoy was mostly weapons company, part of H&S and Golf company. The second convoy was Echo, Fox, and I think the other part of H&S flew. I don't know. Maybe they drove with you, but it was Echo and Fox mixed.
And we did escort we did escort a couple other one-off people too. There was I know that there's a couple, and I don't know who they all were, but I remember we had special, like, quote unquote special guests that were from other units that were hitching a ride.
We had
there might have been one or two vehicles too that were getting brought up from somewhere, and then I think some of them got dropped off in Fallujah. Even
there was at least from, because you and I were in the same first convoy. There was an Air Force vehicle and one of those like specialty long car hauler type vehicles, like a Hemet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they a 2 or 3 vehicles that split off at the Cloverleaf when we drove past Fallujah.
Okay. I haven't thought about that in years.
I didn't know where it was at, man.
So I was, the only reason why I remember this is I was the opposite of you. I was the first vehicle. And so I was required to know the route and every checkpoint. And I remembered, dude, I don't think I slept for 30 hours because I was like just staring at those maps. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. And like, I was like, I wrote all these notes and everything. So it's a very detailed memory of like remembering each little checkpoint.
Well, you're the right man for the job, man.
I don't know about that, but it worked. Yeah.
God forbid we get lost, dude. Know what it's like.
Yeah.
But I remember when we rolled through Ramadi, man. I'm like, this might not be the first time we rolled through with that convoy. I'm like, too bad, Seems lively. Then I started getting mean mugged. I was like, oh shit, this doesn't look cool, Then once we get to the base, I was like, man, it might be a rough one out there. So I kind of had that gut feeling it would be a rough one. So,
you saying that reminds me that I agree. I don't remember. I think we were coming up into near Fallujah when I started really appreciating how much infrastructure they had. Like the guardrails, the signage. I mean, aside for the fact that it was half in Arabic and half in English. I mean, it could have been the Southwest with how built up it seemed coming into, and then especially Ramadi itself. But equally, it was like, oh, this might not be, they're more developed than I thought. Well,
yeah, because I was expecting like the Philippines, man, where I grew up, to where it was like, huts and shit. I started seeing like advertisement for Samsung and shit, It's kind of, I was like, man, I was like, cool. I'm like, okay. Then, of course, I started getting mean. I was like, oh, man, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you keep saying win the hearts of mine. I'm all waving. Like, no. They keep doing one of these things where they show their chin or whatever. I was like, whatever, man. And the bottom of their shoes. I'm like, whatever. So, but no, it's all good. It's all good.
Well, so what do you kind of remember about getting settled when we first got there, and then any of those kind of first missions in March? Because it was March 6th and 7th, I believe, is when we rolled across.
So one of the few things I remember is I remember they did, I didn't go, they went to, I think a lot of our NCOs, I think the sergeants, Williams, Lashard, and maybe Gunny, and I know Hughes went with them to be with the Army guys, right seat, left seat, and I think they took contact, or they hit an IED, I think.
Yeah, I know. So we didn't catch any contact on our left seat, right seats. My memory was, I think you guys caught the part of your left seat, right seats was maybe a Chow convoy mission, and there was some contact. That's as much as my memory as I can muster. But you guys were the first ones to like ever get any shots and shoot back, and like.
Yeah, because I remember Lashard, man, I just got my 2nd combat action Raven. He's all fired up.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys got shot at. I was like, God damn, dude, we just got here.
Yeah,
like,
been here one or 2 days.
Yeah. And I remember he was just shaking his head. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, some of the missions I remember, we did a lot of one of those, trying to remember some of it. We passed out a lot of like books or going to the schools.
Yeah.
So those villages over there, handing out books or soccer balls or whatnot.
Yep.
And I think this is in March. We got hit by after it was like midday, was like, all right, cool. We just give all these kids, these people, school supplies or whatever. And I think after we left, my truck got hit by IED on Rock Nova.
Yep.
Sure.
And I remember that's the first time, man. I was like, I got hit, and I was wearing one of those birth control glasses.
Oh yeah.
The one with the rubber band.
Yeah.
And I could still, I felt like I got tackled by some 300-pound linebacker, and my glasses, the rubber, flew off my head, and it hit me in my nose again on my head, and I don't know how long I was out, but the only thing I can remember, I was with an officer. I don't know what he does. I think he might have been in charge of the air assets. He's a lieutenant. Is he a lieutenant or captain? I'm not sure. But he got fragged in his face. And Campo got kind of superficial wound on his neck. He could see drop right away right next to me. And I was taking care of him. And I threw the lieutenant some bandages. It's like, hey, go fix your face because it doesn't look bad. He got peppered in his face. And I was taking care of Campos. I thought Campos, he wasn't bad, dude. Relax. You're not bleeding out,
Yeah.
Chill, dude. But I can understand why, because he was in the gun. So I took care of him and gave the guy bandages. And I remember Rapazo, because he was in the truck. I remember Rapazo, the first thing he came out of his mouth was, oh shit, that's how it feels like getting hit by IED. Yeah, dude. You don't want to take too much of that because we didn't even have armor at the time.
Right.
No.
Yeah. I think the first thing I checked, after we got hit, I checked my nuts to see if it's still intact. I looked down. I'm like, oh, I'm good. Everything's good. And Filton's good because he was the driver. So yeah, that was my first contact with the whole deployment. I don't know. I think that was in March. And ever since then, every time I see something, I get startled, man, like with like the noises. And I was asking the BAS, man, hey, man, when I'm riding in these trucks, can I wear freaking earplugs? Because I don't want to be jumpy, And they're like, nah. So sometimes I would ride like this, car in my ear, because I couldn't hear for a long time, for a minute after.
Oh yeah.
So, but that was the first time that got hit up by IED. That was the first contact, I should say.
Yeah.
I don't know what date in March was that. Maybe towards the end of March.
Did you end up getting a Purple Heart for that?
I got Purple Heart I didn't even want this. Like they gave me one from April because I took a little bit of shrapnel on my elbows and my right arm from RPG fragments.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I think Red Brand put me up for that, I believe. I'm not sure. So, because I was surprised to get them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I will say Rick Brandt was good about anybody who got wounded. And, it didn't matter if you were missing a limb or if you were just peppered like you were talking about. He made sure everybody got their due, because there were other units people that I know that were in other units outside of 2-4 or different branches of service. If incoming landed within 50 meters of them, even if they did not take actual wounds, they still ended up getting a Purple Heart. And I was like, well, if that's the case, all of us would have 50. Like you couldn't put enough. You couldn't put enough on us, right? So I'm glad that it was not ridiculous, but he was like, hey, I don't know what this is going to do for you later in life. Maybe something. And he like wrote up everybody, whoever never had anything. And it's, I don't know. I appreciated it because at the time I was mad, just like you were kind of saying, but I appreciate it now.
Oh, I appreciate it, man, because I was like, because I remember it's like, you're taken care of, man. I was like, oh, it ain't that bad, dude. But he's like, no, I got you. I'll take care of it. I was like, all right.
Yeah, nice.
Thumbs up, boss. He's the boss, dude. He was the senior line corpsman, the old man, dude.
Yeah.
So, But yeah,
No.
that's my baptism with fire, that IED.
Actually, while you're bringing that up, so I know Rake Brent would be your immediate supervisor, essentially. How much interaction did you have with the lieutenant over at BAS and stuff like that? Like
BAS,
yeah,
Doc Crickard.
yeah, Crickard and Son was the other one. Yeah.
Every so often I would go over there. Not a whole lot. I would hang out there every now and then, but I usually hang out in the hooch with the guys. I felt like I'm part of the team, so I just stayed there most of the time.
Yeah.
Cricket was pretty good, and Lieutenant Son. I think he's the one that did. He's the Korean guy. He did
acupuncture.
Acupuncture, dude.
Yeah, he did that to me.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
he did it to me.
He did it to me. So he's like, give this a shot. But yeah, I'm sore from getting hit from the IEDs. So he can start poking with needles.
Yeah.
Now I forget. He stayed out at combat outpost, right?
They swapped.
Or did they switch? Did they switch? Mm-hmm. Okay.
They switch on and off, So I would hang out there every now and then because I think, especially when we didn't have AC. Did we get AC already? Like as soon as you got there, or not?
We did not. It did not work in every hooch when we first got there, and then it got blown up frequently enough that we didn't have AC some of the time.
Yeah, because mine got hit by a mortar.
Yeah,
I remember that because I remember Rapazo. I don't know when that was. I remember Rapazo. Where's Doc at? I'm like, what? Like, you're lucky. I'm like, look, and the freaking my ace. I think it landed like close to where my head would have been.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, dude. And now I'm pissed. I don't have my AC. I just got this. I'm like, this sucks, man. Like, damn, we just got this literally, and you get deframed it. Fuckers. So, no.
Priority, man.
I know. So, it's all good, though. It's all good.
I kind of felt like, at least with the corpsmen, like you guys were definitely part of the platoon. You did platoon things, but you also kind of were OFP, man, your own fucking program. Because you technically answered to BAS, but you didn't really, and you kind of answered to the platoon, but you didn't really. Like nobody really knew what Doc was supposed to be doing, so it's good, man.
No, I usually try to help out as much as I can to the guys. You're doing, filling sandbags and all of that, trying to reinforce the hooch or doing guard duty. I did the guard duty with the guys because I'm like, man, I'll do it because, I don't want these guys freaking tired as hell. And these guys are watching my back when I'm out there, dude. I don't want them to be tired. So I help out, man. I try to help out as much as I can. And, once I earn the trust of the guys, I'm just like one of them, dude, So it was cool. I hang out with the BAS guys, like the docs, but a lot of times I hang out with my guys in the platoon. So,
well, you kind of mentioned guard duty. You got any good memories of anything that happened while you're up there on the post?
Yeah, it's remember we were able to buy. I was able to buy some chicken, dude, on post. I'd buy chicken, and it's pretty good. It's still some of the best chicken I've ever had. And I know, you know what? I'm the only one who never got sick, dude. Like
really?
The guys, the guys, they got sick all the time. I'm the only one who I think my stomach, because I grew up in the Philippines. So
I was gonna say, you get that Filipino stomach, dude. You guys can eat anything.
So like, man, this is good, and I'm just chowing down. I think it's $5. You get the chicken and a Pepsi and some vegetables and some pita bread with it. So we would get it delivered every now and then, or we got delivered. I'm talking like the store dash. No, like we would get like a kid or something to get us food. Usually when I would do guard duty, I remember being with Cake. I shouldn't call him Cake. Davis, PFC Davis. I don't know if you guys remember him. He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. They nickname him Cape because he's nice and sweet. So I'm always with Davis. I remember being with him a lot during some of those bridge watches. So
Sure.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of talked a little about March. You
Okay.
remember anything leading into April?
April? Dude, April to me, the whole week was interesting, man. It was kind of nuts. I believe the night before the 6th, I think we were on a raid, dude. We were on a raid, and I don't know who we got. I remember spending the night, or I don't know, was that an early morning raid?
So it depends. I think you guys ended up being the cordon, the outer cordon element.
Yeah.
For map 1. Map 1's the one that went in the houses, and that was for the Farhan brothers, the Republican Guard generals. And yeah, that was, so you guys were out all night, but the actual raid was like right as sunup on the 6th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Like we did a raid, and when the 6th popped off, I remember somebody just went, was like, "We gotta go." We of course we ran to the cars. To the vehicles. I don't know if anybody knew this. I started April 6th as a gunner.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really? Oh yeah.
Dude. I was on the turret, dude.
Nice.
I was on the turret, and we were supposed to go reinforce golf company.
Yeah.
Now I don't know the streets like you guys do.
No, that's all right.
Where we went. We went there, and I'm fucking trying to yell to Rapazzo. I was like, fuck, dude, I've never been trained on a Mark 19. I got trained on the 50, but the Mark, dude.
Yeah.
So the Mark 19, I don't know how to operate this. And the backstory, the Mark 19 story is like, remember I was telling you guys about my first casualty as a corpsman in training? Well, a Mark 19 blew up in his face.
Oh, shit.
Shit. He took a frag on his face. He blew up in the barrel. So I'm like, I don't know how to load this. He's like, go use the rifle. I was like, shit. All right, cool. So I was the rear security with M16.
That's awesome.
So once I remember when we got to the guys at golf, I hopped out of that. I believe Hughes took care of the guy from golf at first. I remember that day. I remember seeing Pepper. Was it Pepper? He was doing suppressive fire with the 50. And they grabbed the kid or the golf guy, and they put him in a vehicle, and Cox jumped in on the turret. And I went back to my usual seat right behind Silton, because it was me, Silton, and Rapazzo in that vehicle. Campo was on the phones, dude. He missed the movement, so he wasn't there. So we took off without him. That's how I ended up in the turret.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. He was on the phones. So he didn't know, man. So, but So, yep.
No one ran over to the phone booth to get everybody out, or they just didn't realize that he wasn't in the vehicle.
I don't think they realized that. I don't know. It's just because I remember. Go ahead.
No. Please finish your thought.
Because I just remember going in, getting my usual spot, and everybody, look, where's Campo? And Rapazzo just get up in the gun. I was like, fuck, all right, cool. And I went up there.
Because I had completely forgotten about sending a runner over to the phone booth. Yeah. I as soon as you said that, all of a sudden I went back to remembering, always, that was one of my jobs, was to make sure at least one runner went over there to clear out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Just to double check.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, that would have been early on. That would have been in the early stages where we still hadn't gotten to some SOPs that became kind of locked in, where it's like, send somebody.
Yeah, ours was, we had a sign out sheet on the front door as you walked out. If you went to chow, like without the whole group, if you went to the washing machines, if you went to the phone, whatever, you wrote your name and where you were. And before we went out on anything, is it usually me or Randall, like a quick look at that thing to make sure everybody was there, and then we would go. But yeah,
Forgot
that
about
was
that. Yeah.
I don't remember us having any sign out sheet, dude. Maybe I just did.
I don't think we had a sign out. I don't think we had a sign out sheet either. I think we just sent runners.
So every single platoon did things differently, right? So you just made shit up, and that's what made sense for us.
Maybe I mean, other than that day, I think that's the only time that we missed somebody going out.
Well, and also it sounds like you guys were out all night, so you probably were off task. It's weird that I just thinking back, like logically, I'm curious. You guys were the first out the gate on April 6th. And so you probably weren't even on task. So I'm curious why they sent you first, but maybe because you just got back, they thought you guys would already be ready.
Dude, I was already sleeping. I remember getting startled. I was like, oh shit, we gotta go.
Dude, that's most infantry Marines and corpsmen's absolute most impressive talent is being able to fall asleep in 2 minutes flat. Right? We're off mission. I'm out. Right?
Yeah, I was out, man. You know. So after that, after we picked up the Marine, the cash with the wounded, we ended up going to Easy Street, and that's and that's when I remember it's the first time I ever shot by anybody, and I think we started hearing the gunfire already. You can start hearing the zinging of the rounds passing us. And the first time I shot somebody, I remember until today, dude, I think about it every day. This dude's face, because he was pretty close. He was coming around the corner with a RPG and I think it's a PK machine gun. I think he was trying to trap us, trying to discuss the last vehicle, and he came around the corner, and that's when first time I engaged somebody. I put that bitch on burst. and I still remember the first three rounds missed, and I corrected myself, and I hit him, and he fell flat to the ground. And like, dude, he's wearing that tracksuit, like we just locked eyes. If that fool waited like 30 seconds, he would have gotten my vehicle. And it's just, I was talking to Silton. He's like, yeah, I missed him because I guess the side view mirror missed him. And obviously Cox won't see him because he's facing 6 o'clock. Yeah. And I just happened to be there. And I was Johnny on the spot with that. First time I shot somebody, put that on burst, dude. I was like, oh my God. Like, Jesus. And that's how my April 6th started. Then we keep pushing forward. After that, hold on. After I shot that dude, we kept going, and I remember, I think we had to pull a reverse, and we ended up lighting that area up, that street with the Mark 19 from my vehicle. And I remember Lashard getting out, and I started shooting again, right? They're out there. And I remember Lashard getting out and grabbing that dude's RPK, and it is his RPG. And that's how I know he's crazy, dude. Like he's nuts. He's celebrating. He grabbed the machine gun and the RPG, and he starts saying, "Oh!" It's like, like just like one of those, just a lunatic, dude. Like he was celebrating. He was just like, he's like racing a Stanley Cup. Yeah. He grabbed, just over his head. I was like, damn, dude. Like, these guys are savages. I think I'm in the right team, dude. This is good. Yeah. Yeah. This is good. So and we keep on pushing that day. I stepped out of my car or my vehicle, kept moving forward, and I remember Zeke Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of my first ones I had to look at that day. He took a little some sort of frag on his leg that day, and I'm like, he's like, he'll probably kill me for this because I made fun of him afterwards. Because he was like, I remember he was gone, he was limping, and out in the corner, and they brought him to me. And it's like, he's like, God, they fucking got me, motherfuckers got me. And I looked at his leg. I was like, "You're good, dude. Put your shoes back on. We gotta keep moving." So I looked at his. It's not that bad. Go back in. Let's go. So when we pushed forward, and the rest of the guys were keep on engaging Condi and them. And that's when I think I remember this when he got hit, and they called me up. So they called me up. Once I know somebody got hit, I just started running towards it, like Corpsman up or Doc, they need you up front. So I just ran like and I always tell this to myself, until today, I'm still the same way. Like, somebody, they need me. I want to do my darndest to get to them. So I ran as fast as I can to Conde. And so when I saw him, with his, I'm trying to remember his left shoulder, I believe, right? Was his left shoulder? And I was trying to patch him up during that time. And this guy, Conde, man, he's trying to get back to the fight, dude. We're almost like we're fighting, man, on the truck.
Yeah.
Because I keep pushing him like, dude, stop moving, man. Stop moving. It cussed me out. Fuck you, Doc. Give my fucking rifle back. Fuck you. Hurry the fuck up, So I'm trying to, he's sweaty and stuff. So I was having a hard time, with the bandages to a stick. So I had to rip his shirt off and tear rig some sort of dressing on that shoulder. And that dude freaking went back out there, man. And I'm like, man, I was like, that dude's a freaking stand-up guy, man. He's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going until the trick's done. So,
and if I remember the story correct, like you had been engaged 45 minutes, maybe an hour by the time Condi got shot, and you were out for another 6 or 7 hours after that. And right, like it was a long time.
I remember being really thirsty that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really thirsty.
Yeah.
I think that's how I got freaking fragged a little bit was during when, I don't know if it's before Condi or after, but I remember me. I don't know. I'm not really attached to like any squad, right? As a corpsman, I kind of just like, when I was with them, I just kind of do what you guys do. Okay, they're doing, I'll follow them,
Mm-hmm.
But you usually assign me in the back. I was usually in the back of the patrol. But at that time, I ended up with Shelton. I believe Gentili was with me. And I remember we got pinned down in like one of those bus stops there. They got like a bus stop full of rubble.
Yeah.
And I remember Shelton keep saying, "There's some asshole on the rooftop that keep shooting and trying to pop an RPG." He said, "Keep shooting." So, all right, cool, Corporal. I keep shooting. And that's when, I just saw a flash and I looked down and everybody was on the ground. I was just still standing up, kept shooting. He's like, "Didn't you see that RPG?" I was like, "No, I didn't see shit, dude." I just kept on shooting like you told me to. So, and that's when I'm like, later on, I looked, I was like, shit, my shoulder's fucked up, but whatever. I kept on going. And I actually thought I accidentally shot Shelton Because he was right next to me. And I look at him, I was like, didn't you see that RPG? I was like, no, dude. And I didn't see it. They just told me to keep shooting, and I kept on shooting. So we kept going. And after that, that's when I started getting more of the casualty. When we got to the Gulf guys, that's when I did a lot of my work. Start working on. I remember who was that kid? Gentili from Gulf.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw him, they brought him to me, and I couldn't even. The only thing I can see was the name tag, and I thought it was my Gentili. And I'm like, fuck, they got my guy, and I'm looking, and it's a different guy, different Gentili, and I saw his jaw was pretty shot up, pretty good.
Yeah.
And one of the things I asked him was I was thinking about, because they taught us like if they can't breathe, you have to do a tracheotomy, or what's it called? Is it called tracheotomy?
Be a cricothyrotomy. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm like, he can breathe. I'm like, thank God I don't have to do that. So, and I patched him up, kind of triaged him, put him to the side, and I moved on to the other guy, the one that we evac earlier in the fight. And he kept asking him for Newports. He kept asking for cigarettes. And I'm like, dude, fucking let me finish up, man. And, let me fix your bandages. Then I'll give you a couple of Newports. So after I fixed him up, here you go, dude. I promise, give you a couple of Newports. I lit it for him. And I went back and, continued the fight. And he's smoking in the back of the truck with the Newport. So while everybody was fighting.
Dude, that's a full service corpsman, man. That's great.
Yeah, dude. That's how we roll, dude. You know what I mean? So we after that, I talked to the because that squad with Gulf, they had a corpsman with him. I guess he froze. He kind of lost it. I won't mention his name. He was kind of losing it. And I remember talking to him. I was like, hey man, what's your rifle? He's like, I don't know what happened to it. So I gave him my rifle. I was like, hey, well, I'm working on some of these guys. Because I was going to work on the next guy that they brought in. I was like, while I'm working on him, go watch my back and watch that alley while I work on him. So I tried to go to the next one, and it was the Marine who was the KIA already. Yeah. And I didn't know at the time. I was like, oh shit. I couldn't eat for a minute after that, after seeing that. So, and to be honest with you, after that, I was, just trying to help out on how to suppress the enemy. Because I think once I didn't go with them, hold on, let me just backtrack. After I did all the patients, the Bradleys, I think, or the
M113s, the track vehicles from the Army with the Army colonel, and I cannot think of that colonel's name right now, but doesn't matter. The Army colonel.
Yeah, and they evac the guys, right? I think they evac them back to Junction City.
Yeah.
Or Camp Ramadi, they call it now. They evac them, and I stayed out there with I remember going next to Pepper, because I don't know if we were bonding, but I remember being next to Pepper, and we're shooting. I was shooting in the alley, and Pepper was laying down fire, and I could still see the RPG flew over our head, and it didn't go off, and it hit the. I think I remember him talking about it in the podcast.
Yeah.
It was a dud. Hit the building. Some mark was like this, pretty big. I was like, ooh, what the fuck? I remember, what the hell? That was pretty lucky on that one, dude. That was a dud. So we stayed out there for 7 hours.
It was a long time, man. Yeah, easily six or 7 hours, maybe longer. But that's From what I remember, it was 6 or 7 hours.
It felt like it felt long, but I don't know. I didn't even know it was paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I think Rudy linked up his platoon, the 81s. Was it the 81s that linked up with us?
That was Rainmaker platoon. Yeah. That they had taken contact just north and a little bit east of you when they made the turn by Saddam's mosque. Yeah. And they took care of that and pushed through, cleared the area, and then linked up with one element from Golf Company's headquarters with Captain Bronzy. And then they pushed down and met you somewhere on Easy Street. Yeah.
I remember talking to Rudy during the time when once I saw him, and I think the Bradleys, I know the fight would be over. Yeah. You know, and that's when I'm like, all right, I can smoke now. I can smoke my Newports. Nice. You know, I could smoke my Newports. So I started smoking. I felt Rudy was kind of giving him a hard time. I'm like, hey man, where the fuck y'all been? I'm over there. I'm over there kicking ass. I was like, all right, cool. Nice to see you. I'm like, you good? I'm good. I'm good. You know, kind of giving him a hard time.
If you like what you've heard, this is a multi-part episode. Make sure you listen to the rest of the story.